So you're moving to the Charlottesville, Virginia area, and you're looking for a place that is extremely rural and scenic, but it's within at least 45 minutes of downtown Charlottesville. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you all about Nelson County. Call this your Nelson County Relocation Guide, because today I'm going to break each area of the county down and tell you what to expect when it comes to buying a home here and living here in the area. And if you hang around until the end of the video, I'm going to give you a little quiz and tell you about a television show that is Nelson County's claim to fame. And trust me, you won't want to miss finding out about this show that brought such a deep sense of comfort and belonging to millions of Americans. But before we dive into Nelson County, let's go ahead and get started right now. Hi, my name's Stefan, and along with my wife Leslie, we are local real estate agents here in the Charlottesville and Shenandoah Valley areas of Virginia, and we help people when they move to the area to find a home that best checks all the boxes. Of course, we help folks sell their homes too, so if you're looking to buy or sell, please don't hesitate to call us, text us, or email us. You'll find our information in the description below. Additionally, if you like learning about the towns and cities and their neighborhoods and their homes, but not only that, if you like a channel that's, I guess, a little bit like a travel channel, a local travel channel, where we take you to places and events that are unique to our area, we'd love it if you'd click that subscribe button and tickle that little bell icon so that you don't miss any episodes of Virginia Mountain to Valley Living. So, Nelson County, Virginia, what's it like? Would it be a good place for me to live? What about a second home? Are there any good locations for purchasing a vacation home? Well, I'm going to help give you some information so that you can decide that for yourself. I'll divide the county into 5 areas. But before I do, let's take a look at the primary areas that Leslie and I service. Not that we won't go out of these areas, but I mean, it's our main area. Now, as you take a look at these 5 counties, I'm using a heat map from bestneighborhood.org. And while the heat map is fairly accurate, if you do go to their website, please disregard the values of the homes. It is woefully underpriced in most cases, and you'll get a false perspective if you're looking for a home in a certain price range. But the heat map itself is directionally correct. And as you can see, there's all types of values of homes within these 5 counties. Of course, one of the things that probably jumps right out at you is all the green in Albemarle County. And now Charlottesville and Albemarle County, if you're moving to the area in Charlottesville, there's a lot of things to do here in the area. And I encourage you to click on the link here at the top of the page and watch this video that I recently did about Charlottesville and Albemarle County, which tells you more about it. Now, looking at just Nelson County, you'll see areas with different average home values. But if you're not familiar with Nelson County, you may say, well, why is that? Well, there's several reasons that I'll talk about more in the video, but first, it's important to talk a little bit about the geography of the area here in Nelson County. Now, the geography of Nelson County is actually one of the reasons why real estate is more expensive on the western side of the county. As you can see from this map, Nelson County is in the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Piedmont areas of Virginia, with its highest elevations running nearly congruent with the Blue Ridge Parkway on the western edge. There's a lot of breathtaking views of the Rockfish Valley below, and people love mountain views like the one behind me, and so lots of the residents in Nelson County live in this area. Now, more to come on that in just a second. From the top of the mountains, Nelson County elevations decrease amongst the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains and then down to the county's eastern border, the James River. Another interesting fact about Nelson County is that it is the only one of the 5 counties in the primary areas that Leslie and I service that does not have one of Virginia's 38 independent cities. Most of Nelson County is very rural, and it has a total population actually under 15,000 residents. Its population hasn't grown much in the last 50 years. However, while there are several areas where the population has declined over the last 50 years, there's also a couple areas where the population has grown considerably. And you might guess it's on the western side of the county. Now, the fact that most of Nelson County is so rural is both its best attribute and its worst attribute. What do I mean? Well, if you want to live in a location where there's not many people around you, Nelson County is one of those places. But on the flip side of that, if you want to live in a place with brand name shopping and other conveniences, you'll probably dislike living in Nelson County. For example, you'll find small mom and pop grocery stores in different parts of the county, many of them attached to a convenience store. But when it comes to national or regional type grocery stores, you'll find a Food Lion in Lovingston and the Blue Ridge IGA in Nellisford. Now, yes, there's a couple of Dollar Generals in the county. I mean, aren't they everywhere? And they have grocery stores too, but I think that's about it. Now, to get to a place like even a Walmart, you'll have to drive 30 minutes or more from most places to get to Charlottesville or to the Lynchburg area. Additionally, if you want to be close to a hospital, Nelson County probably isn't for you. There's one hospital in the county, Blue Ridge Medical Center, which is located in Arrington. There's also the UVA Family Medicine Clinic in Nellisford in the Stony Creek neighborhood. For an overall view of home values in Nelson County, last year in 2024, the median price of a home that sold was $432,000, which compared to the U.S. average was about $15,000 more. But if cost is a factor, don't let that dissuade you. Of the 279 homes that sold in Nelson County last year, they ranged in price from $43,000 to $3.7 million. So now that we've kind of got the lay of the land, let's dive into the 5 areas that I've divided Nelson County into based on the Nelson County heat map that we looked at earlier. Now, I've given each of them a name that is a general representation of the area. So let's start with the most affluent area of Nelson County first, which is actually 2 areas in one, Wintergreen Resort and the Nelson 151 area. Now, if you're looking for the beauty of the mountains from both above and below, this popular area in Nelson County is a great spot. Starting at the top of the Blue Ridge Mountains, there are multiple homes that you'll find at or near the top of the mountain, but by far, the dominant location in this area is Wintergreen Resort. And this behind me is one of the views that you will have here at Wintergreen Resort, and many of the homes have similar views here as well. Now, this massive resort, located at the top of Wintergreen Mountain, obviously, not to be confused with the small town by the same name at the bottom of the mountain, is home to many full and part-time residents. Now, multiple neighborhoods can be found in Wintergreen, with homes ranging from 1-bedroom condos to large million-dollar homes on the mountainside with views of the mountains and the valleys below. Now, of course, Wintergreen is one of the local meccas for recreation and entertainment. With 129 skiable acres of slopes and 26 total trails, the ski slopes are the centerpiece of the resort. But that's not all that's on top of the mountain here. There's also a private golf course, 22 tennis courts, a nationally acclaimed award-winning tennis academy, 3 full-service stores, several restaurants, and tons more. And of course, just look behind me. The views are amazing. Now, if you want to know more about Wintergreen, Leslie and I have done a few videos talking about its amenities, its homes, its pros and cons, and where it's located in relation to other places. So take a look at these videos if you want more detailed information about Wintergreen Resort. Leslie has also helped multiple people purchase a home or a condo here in Wintergreen, some having the intent of using the property as an income-producing property. So if you're thinking about that, Leslie is definitely someone you would want to talk to, because she knows the ins and the outs of helping folks accomplish this purchasing goal here in Wintergreen. Now, with its location at the top of the mountain, the closest town to Wintergreen is actually Waynesboro in Augusta County on the Shenandoah Valley side of the mountain. It's about 35 minutes away to the Waynesboro Town Center, while downtown Charlottesville is nearly an hour away. When it comes to the cost of homes in Wintergreen Resort, this area is home to many exclusive and upscale homes. Last year in 2024, most of the homes that sold in all of Nelson County sold in Wintergreen Resort. And of the 147 homes that sold, the median price was $409,000, with prices ranging from $123,000 to $1,850,000. But that includes 92 condos here in Wintergreen. If you're looking for a single family home, of the 25 that sold last year, the median price was $580,000 in a range of $335,000 to that $1,850,000. Now, Wintergreen Resort not only has property at the top of the mountain, but at its foot as well near the town of Nellisford. The Stony Creek neighborhood is an upscale neighborhood that has multiple amenities that include the 27-hole Stony Creek golf course, which is open to the public, more tennis courts, more walking trails, and much, much more. Now, check out this video that I recently did earlier in the year about Stony Creek that will give you further information about it. Now, as far as home values go, last year Stony Creek saw 32 homes sell with a median price of $585,000 and a range from $390,000 to $1,272,000. But the Stony Creek neighborhood is really part of the Nelson 151 area, and this area stretches along Route 151 from roughly Afton to Roseland, and it's become a major tourism draw, not only because of Wintergreen Resort, but also because of its many wineries and its breweries. Often called Virginia's Napa Valley, you can visit several dozen wineries, breweries, and cideries on the Monticello Wine Trail and the Nelson 151 Craft Beverage Trail. These breweries, wineries, and cideries are some of the best in the state. Locations like Flying Fox Vineyard, Veritas Vineyard and Winery, the Devil's Backbone Brewery, and the Blue Toad Hard Cidery provide a great place to relax on the weekends or just to enjoy life anytime. Most of these locations have regularly scheduled performances by local entertainers, adding just the right ambiance to your afternoon or to your evening. There are also several shops up and down the Nelson 151 that are favorites of both locals and visitors alike. It's scenic, it's social, it's a huge hit with people of all ages from young to old. Anybody who wants to have a blend of peace, but also with some activity. So if you want to be where much of the action is in Nelson County, where there's always something to do, there's always something to taste or to explore, the Nelson 151 area is a great place to be. So let's move to the next area of Nelson County, the Highway 29 corridor. This central section includes towns like Woods Mill, Lovingston, and Colleen. It's the most practical and accessible part of the county because Highway 29 is a 4-lane divided highway that connects Charlottesville to Lynchburg. Now, of course, you're a little further away from these towns, and as an example, from Lovingston, it's going to take you about 35 minutes to get to Charlottesville or to Lynchburg. Similar to the Nelson 151, you'll find several breweries and wineries along Highway 29, like the Woodridge Farm Brewery in Woods Mill, the Virginia Distillery Company just north of Lovingston, Drumheller's Orchard just south of Lovingston near the town of Colleen, and you can visit the Blue Mountain Barrel House and Smoke and Barrel Restaurant while you're there. A very unique landmark in the area is the Oak Ridge Estate and Farm. Today, used primarily as a wedding venue, its 4,800 acres is a tale of history that began when the original home was built in 1802. As ownership changed hands throughout the years, so did the property, with changes made to the original house as well as the construction of 80 structures, including schools, a telephone company building, stables for over 200 horses, thoroughbred horses that is, a movie theater, a Crystal Palace style greenhouse, and even a private railway station. The Highway 29 corridor area is hilly and is a combination of natural hardwood forests and farmland set on the rolling hills of the countryside. And when it comes to overall real estate values, they're a little less than the Nelson 151 area. Last year, 42 homes sold in the area with a median sales price of $365,000 and a range from $42,000 to $1,430,000. So, with real estate values being more affordable, and if you live close to Highway 29, which makes it easier to commute to Charlottesville or Lynchburg for a job, or other necessities as well, it's an area that you'd want to consider if you want to be out of the more urban areas and into the country. Now from there, we'll go back up into the mountains and into the area that I'll call the Mountains and Apples area. You know, orchards are one of the nice things that you'll find up and down the hillsides of the Blue Ridge Mountains. In addition to just picking apples, many of the orchards host special activities and events during the fall of the year. In addition to the orchards in the Highway 29 area, you'll find more here on the mountainsides, like Dickey Brothers Orchard, Fitzgerald's Orchard, Silver Creek and Seaman's Orchard. Leslie and I have visited multiple orchards here in the area, and they all have different kinds of apples. And as far as some of those events go, Silver Creek and Seaman's Orchard, located near Tyro, has a corn maze, a pumpkin patch, and apple butter making days in the fall. It's just a lot of fun to pick up a peck of apples while you're there and enjoy a nice day. Further up into the mountains, you'll find the town of Montebello near the popular Crabtree Falls. The falls are a short 500-foot walk to the beautiful lower falls, and if you want to see some amazing mountain views and another beautiful waterfall, you can take the 1 3/4 mile hike up the mountain to the upper falls. In addition to campgrounds in this area, just outside Nelson County, across the border from Montebello, you'll find the Sugar Tree Inn, which is a very popular place for both locals and visitors to visit, whether it's to take advantage of the beautiful accommodations or to just have dinner there at their restaurant. When it comes to real estate, last year only 13 homes sold in this area with a median price of $293,000 and ranged from $65,000 to $1,025,000. Now, this part of Nelson County actually had the lowest home values in 2024. Now, that's a little different than our heat map shows, but of course, as I said earlier, it's directionally correct, and it can change from year to year, of course, depending on which properties are sold. So that brings us to our last area of Nelson County, which we'll call the James River area. Now, while much of this part of the county does not lie near the banks of the James River, the James does form most of the county's east-southeast border. In this area, you'll find the towns of Gladstone and Norwood near the river, and the town of Schuyler further away from the river. If you love fishing, kayaking, or just want a quiet spot to watch a sunset, this is a great place for that. There are some beautiful historical homes, and opportunities for riverfront property come available from time to time. This area is home to the James River Wildlife Management Area, where many hunters and fishermen enjoy outdoor sports, and it borders on the James River and has over 1,200 acres. Now, the biggest drawback of this area is that it puts you even further away from stores and other services. Now, there are also certain spots along the river that are prone to flooding, so if you do purchase a home near the James River, or any river really here in Virginia, you'll want to make sure you're not in a floodplain. Real estate values in this area are some of the least expensive in the county as well. Last year, 25 homes sold in this area for a median price of $340,000 and a range of $43,000 to $3,700,000. However, it is this area that holds Nelson County's claim to fame that I told you about at the beginning of the video. And to find out which television show was a family mainstay, for that, we go to the town of Schuyler. Yes, it's another one of those Virginia names that we pronounce differently from how it's spelled. But if you're not from the area, let me give you a few hints to see if you can figure out which television show it was. Now, comment down below if you already knew what show it was, or I'm going to give you 5 clues. Comment on which hint you got it on. Which one did you figure it out on? Okay, so number 1, Earl Hamner Jr. Number 2, Gotsy's Mercantile. Number 3, the show ran on the CBS network from 1972 to 1981. Number 4, the show was set during the Great Depression, and all its main characters lived in a multi-generational home. And number 5, good night, John Boy. Well, if you're older, you definitely had the advantage when it came to guessing. But yes, Schuyler was home to the real-life Earl Hamner Jr., showcased as the John Boy character in the iconic 70s television show, The Waltons. Now, having grown up in Schuyler, Earl, who was actually a writer who wrote many books, became the producer of the Waltons, drawing from his time as a boy in this small town in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains that experienced economic hardship during the Great Depression of the 1930s. Of course, some of the characters in the Waltons were modeled after real-life people that Hamner knew when he grew up. Now today you can visit Walton's Mountain Museum and relive some of those 1970s television memories where you'll find television sets and lots of memorabilia chronicling both Earl Hamner and the Waltons television show. And of course, before you leave, you can stop by Ike Gotze's store and gift shop there at the museum to take home a souvenir. Now across the street from the museum, you can see the home that Earl Hamner grew up in. Unfortunately, it closed back in 2024, and I'm not sure if there are plans to reopen, but at least you can see the home that was the inspiration for the home in the television show. So whether you're a local or just visiting the area, if you want to reminisce about a bygone era in television, Schuyler would be a splendid stop for you to make. So that's a little bit about Schuyler and all of Nelson County, but maybe you're looking to purchase a home in Nelson County or in any area here in Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys. Well, if that's the case, Leslie and I would be happy to help. Our contact information is in the description below, and we'd be honored to help you like we've been able to have helped so many others. So call us, text us, email us, and we hope to see you around town. But until then, good night, John Boy.
Good night, John Boy.
Night, honey.